She was my world. She was my pride and joy. Her and I were becoming best friends. And all that was ripped away from me and her.
Breaking news tonight, once convicted killer Lynn DeJac speaking publicly for the first time in more than a decade. Good evening once again. Our top story tonight, fresh out of prison and back home once again with loved ones, an emotional Lynn DeJac just wrapped up an interview with reporters.
We have live team coverage for you tonight, beginning with John Borsa, who has the late-breaking developments on this case tonight. John?
That's right. I sat down with DeJac just about an hour ago. You know, all we've seen and heard from her over the past couple of months is old videotape from her 1994 trial. A young woman crying passionately, proclaiming her innocence before she was convicted of murdering her own daughter and then hauled off to prison for 13 gruesome years. Well, DeJac now out of jail, out of prison, her conviction set aside. I sat down with her tonight, her family there in South Buffalo. They were all gathering, getting to know each other once again. They went out for dinner to Outback Steakhouse, the first time Lynn DeJac's eaten outside of prison in over a decade. We talked about a lot of things, including her daughter and what it's like. Has this all sunk in yet?
Partially yes and partially no. When the judge released me, ROR, that sunk in, but the world around me hasn't sunk in yet. A lot is gone, a lot has changed. Mr. Clark says that he wants to retry me, and I would love for him to do so. I'm inviting him to do so. Please do so. Please retry me. My message to Buffalo is thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot believe the support that is out there for me. It is overwhelming.
Well, here is DeJac today leaving court for the first time, a free woman. She got into a taxi cab and then drove off with her family. She says one of the first things she wants to do is go and visit the grave of her daughter, Crystal Gerard. She did not get a chance to do that tonight. She said maybe in the next couple of days. A whirlwind day for Lynn DeJac. It was just a couple of hours ago when a judge granted her a retrial, and then hours later she was released without bail.
Congratulations.
Wiping away tears, looking dazed and a bit confused, Lynn DeJac takes her first steps towards freedom, leaving behind more than a decade of life behind bars. She piled into a taxi with her family and drove away. It is the end of a whirlwind day. Earlier, DeJac heard the words she's been waiting for.
The application for bail is hereby granted. Ms. DeJac is released upon her own recognizance.
DeJac was let go after she was granted a new trial. She still faces charges, though, in the death of her daughter. 13-year-old Crystal Gerard was killed on Valentine's Day in 1993. Her mother convicted in her murder. But now DeJac is once again back to being a suspect in the case, presumed innocent until proven guilty. The decision to retry DeJac comes just 2 months after new DNA evidence surfaced, specifically blood found at the murder scene belonging to this man. Dennis Donahue is DeJac's former boyfriend. They dated for just a few weeks. And now members of the Buffalo Police Cold Case Squad believe Donahue was allegedly responsible for Crystal Lynn's death. The discovery of this new evidence was enough to convince a judge to grant DeJac a new trial. DeJac said that when she was released today from court, she was confused. She didn't quite know where to go or what to say, and she doesn't quite know her way around town, so her family is definitely going to be keeping an eye on her. The clothes she was wearing tonight belong to her niece. She has absolutely no personal effects whatsoever. Everything that she had in prison, she donated to her former inmates in downstate New York. We'll be hearing a lot more from our interview with Lynn DeJac tomorrow on 7 News This Morning. We're live downtown tonight. John Borsa, 7